Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back with a new video. In this video, it's 5 things you should always say no to. And I already know saying no does not come easily. And sometimes we do things we really don't want to just to avoid disappointing somebody, conflict, or awkwardness. But remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't sit right with your spirit, you're saying no to yourself. Your time, your energy, your peace is limited. And not everybody deserves a piece of that. So let's talk about 5 things you should always say no to. Not sometimes, not when it's convenient, but always. And the first one is being guilt-tripped into anything. If somebody needs to make you feel bad in order to get you to do something, that's manipulation, plain and simple. It might be dressed up as concern or wrapped up in emotional language, but the message is clear. They're basically using guilt as a weapon, and guilt should never be the reason you say yes. Guilt tripping is not love, it's control. And you don't owe anybody your discomfort just so they can keep theirs. And the second thing you should always say no to is anything that violates your values. There's a big difference between being flexible and being disconnected from yourself. If something deep down feels wrong, even if everybody is doing it, and even if it looks like the easy route, it's not for you. Your values are not some vague, idealistic checklist. They're the core of who you are. When you start bending them for approval, convenience, or fear of missing out, you're doing it at the expense of your own self-trust. And once that trust is gone, it takes a long time to rebuild. Always say no to situations, offers, or things that ask you to become something you're not. Because you don't need to betray yourself just to belong. And the third thing you should always say no to is one-sided relationships. If you're always the one reaching out, explaining your worth, trying to prove you care, fixing things you didn't break, I need you to pause. Because relationships should feel like a dance, not a marathon, where you're the only one doing the running. And of course, one-sidedness isn't always loud either. It could look like silence when you're struggling, or somebody disappearing when it's your turn to need support. Whatever the dynamic is, if you're always left feeling emotionally tapped out or unappreciated, it might be worth asking, is this person really showing up for me, or am I just filling a gap in their life? Love, respect, and effort, it shouldn't be conditional or optional. You deserve reciprocity. And if the other person can't meet you halfway, stop walking. And the fourth thing you should always say no to is being quiet when you want to speak up. There's a lot of subtle pressure in our society to basically just keep the peace. To smile, nod, and pretend you're okay with something that feels off. But silence is not always peaceful. Whether it's a conversation, a boardroom, or your own family, it's okay to use your own voice. You don't need to scream or argue, but you are allowed to mention when something doesn't work for you, or you see things differently. Saying no to the pressure to stay silent is powerful. You choosing truth over comfort. And yeah, it might ruffle some feathers, but if the truth makes somebody uncomfortable, maybe the problem isn't you speaking up. Maybe the problem is their attachment to the lie. And the fifth thing you should always say no to is neglecting you to make other people happy. I'm just going to say it. Constantly putting yourself last does not make you a champion. It just makes you tired. And people will get used to it, and they'll expect it. The truth is, it's totally possible to be kind without being a doormat. And you can show up for others without emptying yourself in the process. That whole you can't pour from an empty cup line, man, that's real life. Learn to say no to self-neglect, and you'll see your energy improve. Your relationship grow healthier. And most importantly, you'll start to feel like you again. And another thing you should always say no to is opportunities that hurt your self-respect. Not every opportunity is a good one. Some are traps with shiny wrapping. And you don't need to tolerate disrespect just to say you made it. And you don't need to kiss tail in order to keep a door open. And if that door requires you to play small or less than, then you better off building your own. After all, respect is not something you earn by shrinking. It's something you command by standing tall.